Have you ever found yourself caught in a frustrating loop, yearning for something, a loving relationship, fulfilling work, genuine connection, yet consistently finding yourself met with the opposite? The same kind of disappointing partners, the same soul-crushing jobs, the same superficial interactions, playing out again and again? You might spend hours visualizing your desires, affirming your worthiness, meticulously crafting the ideal scenario in your mind. You pour your energy into wanting, deeply, intensely, and yet the universe seems deaf to your pleas. Or perhaps even crueler, delivering experiences that feel like a direct contradiction of everything you long for. The self-help world often whispers promises of the law of attraction. The idea that like attracts like, that by focusing on positive thoughts and desires, you can manifest your dreams into reality. And while there's a certain undeniable power in positive thinking, what happens when your most fervent desires remain stubbornly out of reach? Perhaps the wisdom lies not just in what you consciously want, but in the deeper, often unconscious, currents that flow beneath the surface of your being. Perhaps the great psychologist Carl Jung held a profound key to understanding this perplexing phenomenon when he said, with his characteristic depth, "You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are." Let those words settle within you for a moment. You attract what you are. It's a statement that shifts the focus dramatically away from the external world and squarely onto the internal landscape of your own psyche. It suggests that the reality you experience, the people you draw into your life, the opportunities that present themselves or don't, are not merely random occurrences, but rather reflections of your own inner state. This isn't about blaming the victim or suggesting that you are somehow deserving of negative experiences. It's about a deeper understanding of the subtle energies, the unconscious patterns, the very fabric of your being that act as a kind of invisible magnet, drawing certain realities towards you. Think of your inner world as a garden. If that garden is filled with the weeds of self-doubt, the thorns of unresolved trauma, the barren soil of low self-worth, what kind of fruits do you expect to harvest? You might consciously plant seeds of love, of success, of joy. But if the underlying soil is toxic, those seeds will struggle to take root, to flourish. Jung delved into the depths of the human psyche, exploring the shadow self, those unacknowledged aspects of our being that we often try to suppress or deny, these hidden parts, the insecurities we try to ignore, the anger we try to bury, the fears we try to outrun, don't simply vanish. They exert a powerful, often unconscious, influence on our thoughts, our behaviors, and ultimately, the reality we attract. You might consciously desire a loving and secure relationship, but if your unconscious is riddled with fears of abandonment or beliefs that you are unworthy of love, you might inadvertently attract partners who mirror those inner wounds, who are emotionally unavailable, or who ultimately leave. It's not a conscious choice, but an unconscious resonance, a magnetic pull towards what feels familiar, even if it's painful. Similarly, you might consciously strive for a fulfilling career, but if deep down you harbor beliefs about your own inadequacy or a fear of success, you might find yourself in jobs that are beneath your potential or sabotaging opportunities for advancement, without even realizing the underlying drivers of your behavior. The things that trigger you most intensely in others often point to something unacknowledged within yourself. The judgmental voice you hear in your head when you see someone else's flaws might be a reflection of your own inner critic, turned outward. The qualities you deeply admire in others might represent aspects of yourself that you long to embrace. You attract what you are isn't just about your conscious thoughts and feelings. It's about the totality of your being, your beliefs, your values, your unconscious patterns, your unprocessed emotions, your level of self-acceptance, your overall sense of wholeness. It's a challenging concept because it places the responsibility for our experiences squarely on our own shoulders. It suggests that if we want to change our external reality, we must first be willing to look inward, to confront our own shadows, to heal our own wounds, to cultivate a deeper sense of self-awareness and self-acceptance. This isn't a quick fix, a simple affirmation to be repeated in the mirror. It's a journey of self-exploration, a commitment to understanding the intricate workings of your own psyche. It requires honesty, vulnerability, and a willingness to confront the parts of yourself that you might have been trying to avoid for years. But the potential for transformation is immense, because when you begin to align your inner world with what you truly desire, when you heal the underlying wounds that have been attracting negative patterns, the magnetic field of your being shifts. You begin to resonate with a different kind of energy, attracting experiences and people who are a reflection of your newfound wholeness, your growing self-worth, your authentic self. So, if you find yourself stuck in those frustrating loops, take a moment to turn your gaze inward. Instead of focusing solely on what you want, ask yourself, what am I truly believing about myself? What unresolved emotions am I carrying? What unconscious patterns am I playing out? The answers to these questions might hold the key to unlocking the reality you truly desire. Because you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. And the power to change what you attract lies within. The journey of becoming who you truly are meant to be. This isn't about spiritual bypassing or simply telling yourself to be positive when deep down you're hurting. It's about genuine inner work, about acknowledging the full spectrum of your human experience, both the light and the shadow. True transformation happens not by denying the darkness, but by understanding it, by integrating it, by allowing it to inform your journey towards wholeness. Think of your deepest insecurities, those nagging voices of self-doubt that whisper in the quiet moments, those fears that hold you back from taking risks, from pursuing your dreams, from opening yourself up to genuine intimacy. These aren't just fleeting thoughts. They are energetic imprints. They contribute to the overall vibrational frequency that you emit, and consequently, what you attract. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough, that you don't deserve love, that you're bound to fail, then your actions, your choices, your very demeanor will likely reflect these underlying beliefs, subconsciously pushing away the very things you consciously desire. You might self-sabotage opportunities. You might settle for less than you deserve. You might interpret neutral interactions as rejection, all because your inner narrative is one of unworthiness. Conversely, when you begin to cultivate a genuine sense of self-acceptance, when you start to believe in your own inherent worth, when you learn to treat yourself with kindness and compassion, that inner shift radiates outward. You carry yourself with more confidence. You make choices that are aligned with your well-being. You interpret the world through a lens of possibility and self-trust. And you naturally attract experiences that mirror that positive inner state. This is the profound power of Jung's insight. It places the locus of control, not in some external force, but within your own being. You are not a passive recipient of a random universe. You are an active participant in co-creating your reality through the energetic resonance of your inner world. The journey of aligning what you want with what you are involves a deep dive into your own values. What truly matters to you at your core? What kind of life do you genuinely want to live? Not based on societal expectations or the desires of others, but on your own authentic truth? When your actions and your choices are in alignment with these core values, you emit a powerful and congruent signal, attracting opportunities and connections that resonate with your authentic self. Consider the masks we often wear, the personas we present to the world in an attempt to be liked, to be accepted, to fit in. These masks, while they might serve a temporary purpose, can actually create a disconnect between our outer presentation and our inner reality. This incongruence can lead to attracting relationships and situations that feel inauthentic, unsatisfying, because you are not truly being seen for who you are. True attraction happens at the level of authenticity. When you dare to show up in the world as your true, imperfect, and vulnerable self, you create space for genuine connection with others who resonate with that authenticity. You might attract fewer people who are drawn to the mask, but you will attract deeper, more meaningful connections with those who see and appreciate the real you. This principle extends beyond relationships and career to all areas of your life. If you value creativity and self-expression, but your daily life is filled with rigid routines and conformity, you will likely feel a sense of inner conflict, and you might attract situations that further stifle your creativity. However, when you begin to integrate more creative practices into your life, you align your outer world with your inner values, and you might find yourself attracting more opportunities for self-expression. The key takeaway from Jung's wisdom is that the work is internal. If you're not attracting what you want, don't just focus on changing your external circumstances. Turn your attention inward. Explore the depths of your own psyche. Identify the limiting beliefs, the unresolved emotions, the unconscious patterns that might be creating a mismatch between your desires and your reality. This is not always easy work. It requires courage, honesty, and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths about yourself. But it is the most powerful work you can do, because it addresses the root cause of what you are attracting. As you heal, as you grow, as you become more aligned with your authentic self, the magnetic field of your being will naturally shift, and you will begin to attract a reality that is a true reflection of the beautiful, whole, and worthy person that you are. Remember, the universe isn't just listening to your words. It's resonating with the very essence of who you are. The journey of aligning your inner being with your outer wanting is a continuous process, not a destination to be reached. It's about cultivating a deeper relationship with yourself, a lifelong exploration of your inner landscape, with compassion and with unwavering curiosity. Think of the layers of conditioning, the societal messages, the past experiences that have shaped your beliefs about yourself and the world. Many of these beliefs operate beneath the surface of your conscious awareness, yet they exert a powerful influence on your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. Identifying these unconscious programs and consciously choosing to rewrite those that no longer serve you is a crucial aspect of shifting what you attract. This involves paying close attention to your internal dialogue, the stories you tell yourself about who you are, what you are capable of, and what you deserve. Are these stories empowering and supportive, or are they rooted in fear, limitation, and self-doubt? Becoming aware of these narratives and challenging their validity is the first step towards creating a more positive and aligned inner world. Consider also the role of your emotional body. Unprocessed emotions, particularly those stemming from past hurts or traumas, can create energetic blockages within you, hindering the flow of your natural vitality and potentially attracting situations that resonate with that unresolved pain. Learning healthy ways to process and release these emotions, whether through therapy, mindfulness practices, or creative expression, can significantly shift your energetic frequency and what you draw into your experience. Jung's concept of individuation, the lifelong process of becoming a whole and integrated self, is deeply relevant here. As you embrace all aspects of yourself, both the perceived good and the bad, you move towards a greater sense of inner harmony. This inner integration reduces the internal conflict that can lead to attracting contradictory or negative experiences. When you are more whole within, you naturally radiate a more congruent and powerful signal to the world around you. The practice of self-compassion is also essential on this journey. Be kind and gentle with yourself as you explore your inner landscape. Acknowledge that you are a work in progress, that setbacks are inevitable, and that growth often comes through facing challenges. Self-criticism and judgment will only reinforce negative patterns, while self-compassion creates a safe space for healing and transformation. Remember that attracting what you are is not about perfection. It's about authenticity, about embracing your flaws and imperfections as part of what makes you uniquely you. When you stop trying to be someone you're not, and you allow your true self to shine through, you attract connections and opportunities that resonate with that genuine essence. This principle also highlights the importance of taking responsibility for your own life. Instead of constantly blaming external circumstances or other people for your misfortunes, it encourages you to look inward and ask, what role am I playing in this situation? What can I learn from this experience? How can I evolve and grow from this? This shift in perspective, from victim to active participant, is incredibly empowering. The journey of aligning your being with your wanting is a deeply personal one, and there is no one-size-fits-all approach. It requires introspection, self-awareness, and a willingness to do the inner work. But the rewards are immeasurable, leading to a life that feels more authentic, more fulfilling, and more in alignment with your deepest desires. So, continue to explore the depths of your own psyche. Pay attention to your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs, your unconscious patterns. Embrace your shadows, heal your wounds, cultivate self-compassion, and strive for greater inner integration. As you do, you will naturally begin to attract a reality that is a true reflection of the beautiful, powerful, and authentic being that you are. Trust the process. Be patient with yourself. And remember, the most powerful magnet you possess is the authentic essence of your own being.